Welcome students. Today we'll discuss another step potential. Last day, if you remember, we had a discussion regarding the step potential. We were considering that I am having a step like that where the step size or potential barrier or height of the potential barrier, say if it is V0 and the particle is approaching towards it, it is having some kinetic energy E, where E is greater than V0. So it is traveling above the potential barrier. So there was no problem that the wave function or the particle was passing through the barrier. Today we will try another problem where we will consider that suppose I am having the barrier height V0 and I am having any wave function which is approaching towards the barrier and it is having the energy E, where E is less than V0. We will try to understand that what is the probability that the particle will pass through the barrier. I am giving you some time to understand the thing that I am having two potential barriers. In one barrier I am having the energy of the particle which is higher than the barrier height. In the second one I am having one potential barrier where the energy of the particle approaching towards the barrier is having less energy than the barrier height. So what will be the mode of solution? First let us try to look at the problem. The second problem, this is the problem 2. The first problem we have already done and uploaded in YouTube video link. In the problem 2 we will try it today, where we will try to understand it first from the classical mechanics point of view. And from classical mechanical point of view we can easily calculate the momentum both the sides. That is, suppose I am having the position of the barrier at x equals to 0 and the problem is given in such a way that V, it is a function of x, it is 0 when x is less than 0, that this region the potential is 0 and V function of x is equals to V0 when x greater than equals to 0. So x equals to 0 is the interface. The barrier looks like that. So suppose that this is the height of the barrier and here the height of the barrier is V0 and I am having some particle approaching towards the barrier where the energy of the particle is E and it is given that E is less than V0. So I can name it, this is region 1 and this is region 2. In both the regions we have to look what is the probability that the particle will travel through the barrier or it will not travel through the barrier. Everything we have to look first from the classical mechanical point of view, then from the quantum mechanical point of view. The classical mechanical point of view is very simple. That is for region 1. Suppose I am calculating for region 1. For region 1, let us try to calculate the momentum of the particle. The energy can be expressed, or kinetic energy of the particle can be expressed as p square by 2 m. So I can write it as p1 square by 2 m, where m is the mass of the particle and p1 is the momentum of the particle in region 1. Now what will be the value of p1? So p1 will be equals to whole root of power of 2 m into E. This is very simple. And for region 2, if I calculate for region 2, in region 2 you will look that the expression will lie in the region 2 when the particle, suppose I am considering what will be the energy of the particle in region 2. In region 2 V0, as it is higher than the energy of the particle in region 1, so here the momentum relationship can be written as p2 square divided by 2 m, m is the mass of the particle, is equals to E minus V0, that is kinetic energy minus the potential barrier. So what will be the value of P2? The value of P2 will be equals to whole root of power of 2 m into E minus V0. But look at the problem. The problem is designed in such a way that E is less than V0. So this will be one impossible or function where the momentum of P2 will not exist. That is, the particle will not have any momentum, that is any velocity in region 2. What does it mean? That there is no probability that the particle will travel in region 2. Rather, the potential barrier will try to impose this potential barrier. This will try to impose some retardation force, and the value of the retardation force F will be equals to minus del Vx del x, and this amount of retardation force will be imposed on the particle which is trying to penetrate the region 2. That means with that retardation force the particle will be reflected back in region 1 again. This is very simple from the classical mechanical point of view. Now we have to look at the quantum mechanical point of view, which is our topic of discussion of the day. Now we look at the whole problem from quantum mechanical point of view, QMech point of view. From quantum mechanical point of view, we know that the moving particle which is having a small mass m can be expressed with one wave function. Let us consider psi is the wave function of the particle. So psi will be a function of x as it is traveling towards x direction, and it is not restricted that psi is time dependent. It is not told anywhere. So very simply we will consider that psi is dependent upon x only, that is psi is a function of psi x. So we can proceed with time independent Schrodinger equation, as the wave function is not time dependent. So the time independent Schrodinger equation we can write it in this way, that is minus h square h cross square divided by 2 m del 2 psi del x2 will be equals to E minus V, that is the reduced amount of energy E minus V. Now it also can be written as del 2 psi divided by del x2 plus twice m by h cross square into E minus V0 is equals to 0. This is the time independent Schrodinger equation. Time independent Schrodinger equation. Now this time independent Schrodinger equation is very simple, and now we have to classify it for region 1 and region 2 as we did in case of classical mechanical consideration. So for region 1, how the time independent Schrodinger equation will behave. For region 1, we know the wave function can be termed as psi 1, and for region 2 the wave function can be termed as psi 2. So for region 1 we can write minus h cross square divided by twice m into del 2 psi 1 del x2 is equals to E into psi 1. Why only E? Because as the problem is given, that is V equals to 0 when x is less than equals to 0, that is for region 1 no potential, that is V, exists. Only E is existing. E is the kinetic energy as given by the problem. So now let us proceed. So here we can write the solution. Before that we have to do one more step, del 2 psi 1 divided by del x2 plus twice m E by h cross square into psi 1 equals to 0. So the trial solution we can write. So the solution we can write as del 2 psi 1 del x2 plus k1 square into psi 1 equals to 0. That means psi 1 can be written as a e to the power I k1 into x plus b e to the power minus I k1 into x, where k equals to what? K1 square. K1 square equals to twice m E by h cross square. That value will be required later just remember it. K1 equals to 2i semi by h cross square. So you can write K1 equals to whole root power of 2i semi by h cross square. Simple. So for region 1, I got the solution of the wave function as psi 1 equals to a e to the power I k1 equals to x plus b e to the power minus I k1 into x. Now if we get the value of a and b, we will be able to find the solution. This is the trial solution. After putting the boundary condition, we will be able to get the final solution. So let us proceed again. So now we will be approaching towards region 2. Again write for region 2. For region 2, the time independent Schrodinger equation region 2, what is given? That when x greater than equals to 0, v equals to v0. It is given. So the time independent Schrodinger equation we can write minus h cross square divided by 2i sem del 2 psi 2 divided by del x2 equals to e minus v0 into psi 2, which means del 2 psi 2 divided by del x2 plus minus will be multiplied here plus 2i m by h cross square into e minus v0 into psi 2 equals to 0, or we can write del 2 psi 2 divided by del x2 plus, not plus, we can write it minus, as we know that v0 is greater than e, so we can write it as a minus function, that is minus 2i m by h cross square into v0 minus e. Like that we can write into psi 2 equals to 0. Is it fine? I think it is fine. I think you are getting the point. So similarly, I will again now consider that k2 square equals to 2i m by h cross square into v0 minus e, that will be the value of k2. So from this equation we can write del 2 psi 2 divided by del x2 minus k2 square into psi 2 equals to 0. So the trial solution will be psi 2 equals to c e to the power I k2 into x. No, there you have to be little cautious that it is already a minus function here. So imaginary term I will not be coming. It will be c e to the power minus k2 into x plus d e to the power plus k2 into x. What is the value of k2? We know. So this is another trial solution for region 2. Psi 2 stands for region 2. Do remember it. Now it is time to put the boundary condition. Before that, we have to do one more trick. The trick is here to examine the feasibility or physical significance of the wave function. So how to examine the physical significance of being one wave function? Look at that. That is also very simple. That is the wave function. It is having some property like that psi, it is a function of x and it will be terminating to 0 if x is tending to infinity. This is the property of some wave function. During discussing the properties of the wave function, we have probably discussed it, that any wave function will be terminated to 0 at x tending to infinite, after x is having some infinitely high value. So you examine this wave function, try to examine this wave function. This wave function is very simple, but in this wave function you are putting x equals to infinity. Put here x equals to infinity, so c to the power minus infinity, that is 0, and here it will be getting, you will be getting e to the power plus infinity. The e to the power plus infinity is not 0. So it is violating the physical significance of wave function, and it is violating the rules of being or behaving like one wave function. So only probability lies that D must be equals to 0. D should be equals to 0 for being or to be considered as wave function. Being one wave function. So from that line you can write psi 2 will only be c e to the power minus k2 into x. This one. So you will remember this function, this part, that for region 2 only I am doing one trick, that I am testing the possibility of being one wave function or physical characteristics of wave function. The physical characteristics of wave function, it tells that psi should be 0 when extending to infinity. Put x is equals to infinity here. This term, if you are putting extending to infinity, e to the power minus infinity, that is 0, but e to the power plus infinity, it is not 0. So only probability that d must be 0, otherwise the whole function will not be 0. So this is being reduced, you are getting only one constant here. So in psi 1, how many constants did you get? In case of psi 1, you got only one constant. Again I am writing psi 1 here. Psi 1, you got the function like that. Psi 1, this function was like a e to the power I k1 into x, and it was b e to the power minus I k1 into x. And in case of psi 2, you are getting like that. Psi 2 equals to only c e to the power minus k2 into x. How many constants you are having? You are having 3 constants. So for solving these 3 constants, how many equations do you need? You need at least 3 equations. But look, how many boundary conditions you are having? You are having only one interface. In the interface lies at x equals to 0. So at x equals to 0, there will be some discontinuity. At x equals to 0, there will be discontinuity of the wave function. I am writing this line. Discontinuity of the wave function. Okay, so if you are having discontinuity of the wave function, so you can write at x equals to 0, psi 1 equals to psi 2, and del psi 1 del x will be equals to del psi 2 del x at x equals to 0 only. So how many equations you are having? You are having here one equation, here you are having here 2 equation, equation 2. So equation 1 and equation 2, these 2 equations will not be able to solve the values of these 3 constants. So what to do? Like the previous one, what we will try? We will try to convert the values of b and c in terms of a, so that all the values of the constants look like a. So try it. First put psi 1 equals to psi 2. If you are putting psi 1 equals to psi 2, then you are getting from consider this is equation 1 and this is equation 2, and you are putting psi 1 equals to psi 2 at x equals to 0. So put x equals to 0. If you are putting x equals to 0, you are getting a plus b equals to c. Name it equation number 3. And then again put del psi 1 del x, del psi 2 del x at x equals to 0 equals. So you are getting I k1 into a minus b will be equals to minus k2 into c. Name it equation number 4. Solve these 2 equations. I am giving you home task. I am not going to solve it for you. It's very simple algebra. In this simple algebra, if you do it, and finally you will be getting the results like c in terms of a will look like twice a, then k1 divided by k1 plus I k2. Look, this is a little complex. And b will look like a into k1 minus I k2 divided by k1 plus I k2. Look, it is looking a little complex. So what can we write now? We can write from equation 1. Look, which was equation 1? This one equation 1, that means psi 1. From equation 1 we can write all the constants in terms of a, like psi 1 will be equals to, first term is already in terms of a to the power I k1 into x. Second term b I have to write in terms of a, so I will write it as plus a into k1 plus it will be k1 minus b into k1 minus I k2 divided by this one k1 plus I k2, there will be one a, yes, a, and b e to the power minus I k1 into x. Fine. So look at the beauty that all the constants are now being converted in terms of a and b. And what is k1 and k2? If you wonder that what is k1 and k2, k1 is the wave vector in region 1 and k2 is the wave vector in region 2. This is very simple. So this can be also written like psi in with a positive iq1, and this can be written as psi re, that is the reflected part. This is the incident wave and reflected wave, and it should be like that, because you know this is the barrier and height of the barrier is greater than the energy of the particle. So after being incident on the interface, a part of the ray will be reflected, or classical mechanically whole of the ray will be reflected. So this wave function will have two parts, incident part and reflected part. Okay, so psi in stands for this one, psi re stands for this one. And from equation 2 what can you write? From equation 2, that is this equation, from equation 2 you can write always psi 2 is equals to c, the value of c equals to twice a into k1 divided by k1 plus I k2 into e to the power minus k2 into x. You can write this one. Okay, we will need it later. After 2 minutes we will again require it. Okay, let us again proceed. Now, like the previous case, we will be now trying to calculate the reflection probability, that is the reflection coefficient. R, if it is reflection coefficient, the expression for R will be equals to reflection probability density current divided by incident probability density current. Write it, reflection probability density current divided by incident probability density current. And what will be its expression? We did it in the last calculation. This can be written as J RE divided by J in, and also it can be written as VRE divided by V in into the probability, that is psi RE into psi star RE divided by psi in into psi star in. So how to calculate VRE by V in? Last day we have shown that VRE, that can be calculated as P1 divided by M. P1 again can be written as H cross K1 divided by M. P1 equals to H cross K1 from Elder-Broglie hypothesis. So V in, that can be also written as P1 by M, and this can also be written as H cross K1 by M. Both are P1. Why? Because as we have seen, the reflected ray and the incident ray, or reflected wave function and the incident wave function, both will be lying in the same region, that is region 1. That is why this is P1, this is also P1. So VRE by V in, this will cancel out actually. So if you put the values of psi RE and psi RE star and psi in and psi in star, you will be getting it like this way. Psi RE, that means A into K1 minus I K2 divided by K1 plus I k2 into e to the power minus I k1 into x. Now the complex part multiplied by the complex part, that is a, then k1 plus I k2 divided by k1 plus I k2 into e to the power plus I k1 into x. That is, all the I will be multiplied by minus 1. That is, if it is plus I, it will be converted to minus I, and vice versa. Divided by psi in and psi in star, both will be same, a e to the power I k1 into x into a e to the power minus I k1 into x. You solve it, finally you will be getting r equals to 1. You should get it. That is, r equals to 1. What is the physical significance of this line? R equals to 1 means the reflection probability is 1. That is, whole of the wave function or whole of the incident ray will be reflected back after being incident on the interface at x equals to 0, where the barrier height is greater than the energy of the incident particle. If it is energy of the incident particle and you are having E less than V0, that is, barrier height is greater than the wave function of the incident particle, whole of the wave or whole of the ray will be reflected back. That is why you are getting R equals to 1. Classical mechanically, the term we get exactly same. That is, no wave function will be terminating to region 2. Quantum mechanically, we are also reaching towards the same conclusion, but quantum mechanics is beautiful. As of my knowledge, you are going to see a new thing that you have not seen ever before. That is, though the barrier height is high, there is finite probability that the part of the wave function will be traveling to the region 2. This is quite similar that quantum mechanically it is possible that suppose there is one wall made by brick in your room and you are here, you are physically here, and you are pushing the wall or you are hitting the wall by your head. Classical mechanically, what is the probability that you will be coming to that side? If it is region 1 and this is region 2, you are hitting your head here, or you are pushing the wall, or you are hitting the wall. Classical mechanically, what is the probability that you will come to that side? Classical mechanically, the probability P equals to 0. But quantum mechanically, if you calculate P not equals to 0, that may be very low, but there is finite probability that in certain time, certain day, you will be coming to that side. Let us examine it mathematically from this equation. From the region 2, we got the value of psi 2. What was the value of psi 2 for region 2? For region 2, we got the value of psi 2 as c e to the power minus k2 into x. We got this one. And if you convert the value of c in terms of a, you will be getting twice a, then k1 divided by k1 plus I k2 into e to the power minus k2 into x. This is psi 2. Okay, so if we calculate the probability of leakage, the leakage probability, what is the probability of leakage? P equals to psi 2 into psi 2 star. You calculate it, psi 2 will be equals to twice a k1 divided by k1 plus I k2 into e to the power minus k2 into x, then psi 2 star. Psi 2 star will be equals to twice a, then k1 divided by k1 minus I k2 into e to the power minus k2 into x. This one you calculate it, finally you are getting a square into 4 k1 square divided by k1 square plus k2 square into e to the power minus twice k2 into x. P will be like that. But you are not getting P equals to 0. You are not getting it. That is, you are getting actually P not equals to 0. That there is finite probability that in the classically forbidden region or classically retarded region, the wave function will travel. So quantum mechanically, if you represent this phenomena, how graphically you will represent the wave function? That is, suppose this is P equals to psi 2 star in this region 2, and you are having this interface at x equals to 0. So before x equals to 0, suppose the wave function is having some finite value like that. Suppose the wave function is having some finite value like that, and it is hitting the wall here. After hitting the wall, there is finite probability that it will decay down. And if you want to calculate and which condition the value of P will be equals to 0, P will be equals to 0 at x equals to infinity, that after infinite distance the value of probability will decay down. If you are putting x equals to infinity, e to the power minus infinity, that is 0, unless everywhere there is finite probability that the wave function will exist. The probability will exist that there is finite probability quantum mechanically, though the barrier height is greater than the energy of the particle hitting the barrier, the particle can travel through the barrier. And quantum mechanically, this phenomena is known as tunneling. And the next class, and we will try to solve a particular problem with tunneling, considering three regions. That suppose I am having the barrier like that, like a delta function. That is, in this region the wave function is existing, it is hitting the wall, and where the barrier height is greater than the energy of the particle, and finally it will tunnel through the barrier, and in the region 3 also the probability will exist, or the wave function may travel. Next day we will try to calculate this one. So this is for the class, this is for the day. The step potential 2 is done now. You have considered two step potentials. In one case the barrier height was greater than the energy of the particle traveling towards it, and in another one the barrier height was less than the energy of the particle traveling towards it. For both the cases we have seen the probability, we have seen the reflection coefficient, we have seen the transmission coefficient, everything. So I hope you have understood a little. If you didn't, please WhatsApp me and tell me the region and tell me the portion that you didn't understand. Then I will try to discuss it with you personally. Thank you for listening.